A jury in New York City is now deliberating in the trial of Marine veteran Daniel Penny. Penny is accused of manslaughter and negligent homicide in the death of Jordan Neely by putting him in a fatal chokehold on a subway car.
That encounter caught on video and drawing attention to the case from across the country. Joining us now, criminal defense attorney Bernarda Villanova. She's been tracking it too. Bernarda, even if Penny is convicted of manslaughter, the judge could dismiss that, right? And sentence him to or on a lesser charge. How exactly would that work?
So what the judge can do, if the defense attorney files a motion for a directed verdict or to set aside the verdict, then the judge can take a look at what the grounds are to set aside the verdict. In this type of case, it would be either there's new evidence that has appeared after the trial, but juror misconduct, and also whether they determined that the evidence just wasn't sufficient to maintain a conviction for manslaughter. And if that's the case, the judge can reduce it to criminally negligent homicide and sentence him on that. And when criminally negligent homicide, even though he faces up to 4 years, on those types of charges, it's usually probation that is given with some form of community service or program outreach.
Yeah, and Bernarda, this trial has come to stand for so much in New York City and beyond. Safety on the subways, mental health, untreated mental health people in pain, mental pain, and acting out, and vigilantism. What do you think is at stake in the verdict that we are probably going to hear in the next day or two?
I think everything is at stake, everything that you mentioned, because we're dealing with a lot of emotions. We're dealing with people that are protesting. We're dealing with that this case was also used for politics in terms of people that were running for office. You got to think that Daniel Penny was able to raise $3 million for his defense from people donating money from all around the country because they believe that what he did was not a crime. So you're not going to be able to make everyone happy because in this case, everyone has their own views. As New Yorkers, we ride the train all the time, and we do see the people with mental health issues. You do see people that are homeless. You see all types of people. But like the prosecution brought out, that just because you're homeless or you have mental health issue doesn't mean that you're not worthy of living.
We should point out that video, that we keep showing. Some folks don't realize that Neely was known as a Michael Jackson impersonator. He entertained people on the subways throughout the years. This is video of him from a number of years back. Our investigative correspondent Aaron Katursi just came from outside, or just came from the courtroom, actually. What's the latest, Aaron? Bring us up to date.
The jury was about an hour and change into their deliberations, Kira, when they asked for a readback of the judge's instructions about justification. This is a key part of Daniel Penny's defense, that his use of force was justified for self-defense. And he hung on to the hold of Jordan Neely for so long, the defense says, because he feared letting go would put himself or others right back in danger. And so the judge clarified for the jury the part of the instructions where he talked about the law justifying use of force and self-defense. Maybe gives us a window into where the jurors are thinking at the outset, but there's a lot for them to consider. Not only the duration of the chokehold, nearly 6 minutes long, but whether it was the hold itself that actually killed Jordan Neely, as the medical examiner said, where the defense insisted that it was something else, a psychosis, a genetic condition, synthetic marijuana in his system.
Aaron, Bernarda, thank you both.